So most jobs that I post are like call center based, and that is because I want to try and ensure that you guys end up in long-term employment or even long-term contract. No, I've recently became aware that many people, despite having applied to a lot of these jobs that I'm posting, they are not getting through. And I was like, why are people not getting through? So I basically did a background check on some of these persons to get a better understanding of why is it that they are not getting employed. And based on what I found, I realized that it was not due to inadequate experience or too much experience. It was not due to location, and it was certainly not due to the fact that you are unlucky, right? So I'm basically making this video to encourage you guys and to let you know that there are quite a number of reasons why people might not get through. So I just want you to be aware of them and know how to deal with them. And I just want to increase your chance of landing yourself a job. And I am going to include a list of the companies that many of my subscribers are actually getting through with, and these are worldwide positions, by the way. So before I jump into the video, I'm going to ask you please to like the video, subscribe if you haven't as well, because I love for the algorithm to really push out this video for me. Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to your girl's channel. It's your girl Lika. So on this channel I make a lot of content regarding making money online, as well as side hustles that you can go ahead and try from anywhere on this face of this planet. So if that is the kind of content that you guys want to see, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn on your post notification bell so you know when I post next time. Now let's get into the video. So if you see me looking down, I'm just using my computer as a guide because I want to ensure that I cover as much ground as possible. So the reasons that I realized, or the most common reasons that I realized that people are not being employed for, was regarding their profiles. It was regarding their resumes not being formatted or structured properly. It was regarding portfolios for some of the jobs that they are applying for. There was also assessments that people are failing to pass, communication, and the interview. So those are just a few of the things that I came across, and I just want to run this quote by you guys. Success is not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. So I don't want you guys to give up because you're not finding yourself remote jobs. I want you guys to actually change the strategy that you are using to find jobs, because the truth is that companies are out there and they are hiring. So I just want you guys to understand that. Don't give up and just reroute. So based on my knowledge and my research regarding profiles, every profile needs a profile photo, and I don't know, for some reason you have persons who put up profile photos that are not professional, let me say that. And let me tell you this, I want us to normalize taking professional photos for no reason. So I want us to normalize just getting up one day, putting on professional clothing, taking a photo, and then make that become a part of your life experience, right? I want you guys to become familiar with doing that. And even if you have a very poor background, what I want you to do is, for example, this is my background, right? And I take a profile photo right now. There are softwares out there that I can literally crop out myself from this background and put myself on a blank or a solid background, or even download a photo of a background and put myself on it. It is as simple as that. So I'm going to link the name to a software that I use to edit my thumbnails. I think that you guys can use this same background remover to remove the photo of your background photo. So all you need to do is just stand somewhere like this where it's a solid color, it's a solid brown behind me, right? So it is going to be much easier for the software to identify me and remove me from this background. And then what you can do is that you can put yourself on a solid background using the software that I use, and I promise you it's going to be helpful, right? So the next thing regarding a profile was descriptions. Now something that I realized that people don't really realize with descriptions is that descriptions need to be short, optimized for search, as well as having adequate details, right? So for example, Fiverr, when you go on Fiverr and you search for a certain type of service, right? If you, for example, browse there as a buyer, when you go on Fiverr and you search for certain keywords, you see that certain profiles start coming up. Now, as a virtual assistant going out there, you want your profile to be optimized for search. So when people put in certain keywords into a computer or whatever, your profile will be one of the first profiles. And likewise, when employers are searching for applicants to fit a particular job description, your profile will be optimized with certain keywords, for example data entry or so, if that is what they're hiring for, or if that is one of the skills that they need. So when they're going to your resume or something like that, those are some of the keywords that will come. So you need a short optimized description with adequate details depending on the platform that you are using to find your remote job. Now, I told you about being optimized. Another thing is that you want to use keywords that are in high demand. So for example, of recent age, customer service has been in high demand, and as a virtual assistant, you have to have like customer service or customer support or something of that sort. So when you are filling out profiles, right guys, you want to use keywords that are in high demand. Despite having high demand, I'm not dissuading you guys from sticking to the kind of niche that you want to apply for, but what I'm trying to say to you is that you need to find the keywords within your niche that are in high demand. Now the second thing, it is resume, and somebody spoke about the fact that they have to change resumes per job. Now guys, I want to show you something simple, right? You don't need to change your resume per job. What you kind of need to do is to change your resume per job niche, not per job. So let's say customer service, right? So for customer service, you will have a standardized resume unless it is that the job description for the specific job that you are applying for is different than what is actually on your resume. But you will basically have a resume for any customer service position that you are applying for, and then you will have a different resume for whatever graphic designing position that you are applying for. Now the key to having like a standardized resume is to actually try and include all the keywords that an employer will be searching for when they are seeking an employee to fit, for example, a customer service position, right? So it is not that you are going to have like a one or two skills or so on the resume. You want to try and to include a number of things that you think they are going to search for. So primarily skills are divided into like soft skills and technical skills, right? So for example, you have soft skills. You have things like communication, organization, time management, problem solving, adaptability, and attention to detail, right? And then for the technical skills, you have things like Microsoft Office, Google Workforce, Slack, Zoom, Zendesk, HubSpot, and other social media management tools. And then now you would have some skills that are considered must-haves, and these are, for example, when you're applying for customer service positions, right? So you want to have things like calendar management, email management, project management, data entry, social media management, appointment setting, and research. Now guys, if you have these list of skills, trust me, you are basically an all-rounded person, because what, you have everything right there. So you don't need to go and like you see a different position that has data entry on it, you add data entry to it. You don't need to do that. You just need to include all of those on that one resume. Now if you want me to show you how to write a resume, like a properly optimized resume, you can always comment down below so that I can know to basically do a video like that. So again, let me show you the must-haves. So they are calendar management, email management, project management, data entry, appointment setting, research, and social media management. Those are basically all the skills that plenty employers are searching for online at this moment. Now the next thing under resumes is certifications. Now guys, if you can get a few certifications, then trust me, you are well on the path to getting a remote job, right? So for example, you have the FSET certificate. Now something like that would kind of improve your chances of getting hired, because the employer, when they look at your resume and they see your FSET certificate, they will know that they will basically know how proficient you are in English, right? And if you have a TEFL, always include that on the resume. Or if you have certifications for a course, let's say you have certification for Zendesk, you include that. And for example, if you have certification for project management, you are trying to build a case you're trying to build a solid case for yourself. So when they look at it, they are going to see like, oh wow, this person has all the qualities that we are looking for in an assistant. Let us have an interview with that person, right? So on the resume, I also want to speak about experience. Now, if you are an entry-level person, guys, and I do know that it is very hard to get a job as an entry-level applicant. No, you need to focus more on voluntary work that you have done. So you need to list some skills that you used in voluntary service that might be applicable to the positions that you are interested in applying for. No, don't worry. Companies that are seeking entry-level virtual assistants, they know that you will not have a lot of experience, so you don't need to stress yourself over that. You just need to try and make a resume that is up to par to submit. Don't stress yourselves. Now, for persons who are experienced, what you want to do is you want to basically try and be as detailed as possible on those resumes. And I do have a list of appointment setting skills. I think they are relevant to other aspects. For example, if you do sales and so forth. Where is that paper? 1 second. Here it is, right? So on this, for example, when you are trying to be detailed, you want to put things like field incoming calls and convert 50% or more to appointments. You know, when you are explaining your job responsibilities, this basically is an example of the kind of detail that you want to put, right? So instead of just putting something plain you know, under that company or under that position that you work for in that specific company, you want to try and make it as detailed as possible. So let's try another one. So another one is develop and distribute report for each day's appointments. So they basically get an understanding of what you used to do, and they are basically going to think that these are the experience that you are going to bring to their company, or that is basically what you're going to help their company to do. Now guys, when it comes down to resumes, trust me, you want to try and spend as much time as you possibly can on your resume, because you want your resume to have better readability, so easy to understand, and you want it to have as much important information about you as possible. So that follows portfolios, and guys, certain companies prefer you to submit a portfolio than a resume, and these are companies that are mostly hiring contractors. So you mostly finding things like this probably on Upwork, you know, portfolio. And I know that some of you may not understand what a portfolio is. So a portfolio is basically a visual document that gives the company or the individual that is trying to hire you a good idea of what you are capable of doing. Now, when you are structuring a portfolio, you want to include things like your about me, sample work, testimonials, services that you basically will be offering, and also your call to action and your contact details. And under contact details, you know, basically let's say your email. Now for the services offered, it could be a list of the skills that I spoke about previously, about like data entry, email management. It could be a list of those. So developing a portfolio actually depends on your niche and your target audience. So depending on your target audience, you know, you would know if you need a portfolio that is mostly visual, or a portfolio that is mostly text, or a combination of visual and text, right? And when composing your portfolio, you want to put yourself in the employer's shoes. So you want to make your portfolio as clear, readable, easy to understand. I don't know how many of those adjectives I have to use, but you want to be as simple, as unique, and as creative as possible. So developing a portfolio is extremely important depending on the platform that you are trying to get a remote job on, right? And speaking about testimonials, you want to have reviews, because you want to basically try to let the employer know that you are credible. Even if you are a new person, you can do this. And when you include work samples in your portfolio, it gives you an edge over every other applicant. And they'll basically have their work samples, but your work sample is what you will use to define yourself, right? Now, if you are an entry-level person creating a portfolio, you don't need to stress yourself. you can do what is called a mock-up. Now, a mock-up is basically a pretend work, or you're basically giving them an idea of a work that you have done. So it's a pretend. So you will use fictitious details, and you will basically give a review of the service that you offered to that fictitious person. But at least you wrote it, so at least you have an idea of the service that the employer will want. Or instead of giving a mock-up, what you can do is you can offer that service to a family member or a friend, charge them for it. You don't even have to charge them, by the way. So you just want their details to put in your work sample to say these are the work that I basically did for that person. Now, if you need me to do a more detailed video on portfolio itself, please let me know in the comment down below, because I don't know how many of you are basically familiar or basically understand a portfolio. So comment down below and let me know. Now, the thing about portfolio now, right, is that you will have to have a hosting platform. So whether it is that you will save your portfolio as a PDF document and use the link to provide on those platforms, or it is that you're going to create a website, and then on a page you're going to design all the services, you're going to do the about me, you're going to put screenshots of testimonials, and you're going to put contact details, and then you are going to use the link of that website that you created. You're going to use it and put it on the platform that you're applying to, so that that employer can click the link and go over to that website to look at all your details. Or you can basically find a website that allows you to create a portfolio, get the link and put it onto that platform. No, you don't need to be tech savvy, you basically just need to be creative and the needs and put together. That is it. Now I want to show you an example of a portfolio. So for the people who don't know what a portfolio is, they will know right now. So let's go over to the computer. So here's the first portfolio that we are going to look at, and this person is called Julian. So it is Julian's portfolio. This is very simple, too simple I'd say, and I really don't like the background because it is white. It's a bit hard to recognize, but like I was telling you about a portfolio, look at this. And this person has their portfolio saved in PDF, so Adobe Acrobat. You can use that, the employer can use that to open this person's portfolio. Now look at this. In this portfolio, you are going to find their about me, they place their resume, they place their services and rates, they place testimonials, samples of their work, testimonials again, and the contact me. Now this is an example of a about me page. So this person is a digital marketer and a virtual assistant. Now let me continue scrolling, and they placed their resume showing basically their experience, their education. Now here is the services that they offer. So this person offers social media marketing, and they give you a little bit of details and the rate that they charge. They offer content creation and marketing, they offer email marketing, and you can basically look at that. Now here is a sample of a work that this person performed. Now welcome to email for Afra. I don't even know what Afra is. I think Afra is probably some African network or company or so. So this looks more like a copy, like a copywriting that they needed to do. I'm not certain. Here is another sample of the work that they performed. Now VA process checklist. Okay, here's another real estate investment. This looks like a research that they had to do. And here is a testimonial. So they have a picture of a person that they worked for, and this is what the person had to say about Julie. Yeah. And they basically gave their information. So they gave their social media information, and they gave their contact, they gave their certifications, and then I said thank you. Now let us go on to the next person. Now this person, this second portfolio was done by Jonah Gonzalez. Now this person is a genuine virtual assistant, so I think this might be a little bit better for you. So here they have their about me. This is the about me. So they state how many years of experience they have. They give you a little look of a portfolio that you can hardly even see. So who to tell if it is real? So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. You just want your portfolio to look as professional, even if it is a mock-up. Not saying that this is a mock-up, not saying that. But look at their work experience. So they basically like had like a small resume like on their one as well, their skills and abilities right there, some tasks that I can offer. So they can offer business branding creation, transcription, social media management, social media account creation, okay, social media content plan, scheduled posting. Yeah, guys, now you get the idea. So yeah, you get the idea. And then here is their contact page. Now let me show you a third one, because I really need you guys to get a better understanding of how it is that you do a portfolio. Now this one was done by Janet Fan, and they offer virtual assistant services. Now look at this. This is their about me page. Let's keep it rolling. This is the services that they offer. So inbox management, virtual assistant, workflow management, project management, SOP creation, system setup, CRM specialist, and they give you a little bit of information: creative services, website development, photography, graphic designer, social media, and you can look at that. Now this is basically like an example of their sample work. No graphics for social media and print. So even if this person didn't even do these, at least they have it in their portfolio that the employer can look at this again. You just need information in your portfolio that can help the employer to decide on you. They also had a page where they have their rates as well. You can include something like that depending on the platform that you are applying to. They had testimonials. Let's keep it rolling. Click here to book a call with me. So this is their contact me page, and that is basically how you do a portfolio. Now let us continue the video. So that's a wrap for portfolio. Now let's jump into a bit about assessment, guys. Assessments are completely important because they test how capable you are for doing the job, right? And you need to use other people's experience. So guys, I always say, if you can go on the internet and to see if you can get answers to the questions that might come on the test, you need to go ahead and do that. And you need to be adequately prepared. Do not treat that assessment as if it is a walkover. You need to spend time in completing the assessment. If it is a 1 hour, do not do it in 20 minutes unless it is that you completely understand the questions on the paper that are being asked, right? And it solely depends on your personal effort. That is why I can't even go too deep in assessments, because I've had assessments that I've failed. I'm not going to lie, I failed a number of assessments. That is why I can't go too deep, because I'm not an expert on how to complete assessments. The only thing I can tell you to do is continue trying. No, I want you to go ahead and to give me a list of assessments in the comment section that you have had trouble with completing, because you don't know if there might be somebody else in the comment section who might be more experienced with that application and can assist you in solving it. But yeah, you need to spend time on completing your assessments, and you need to see if you can find additional information prior to completing that assessment, because it could save you a lot of time, especially for platforms like TranscribeMe. You need to get as much information as possible before you start it. Now the next thing is a communication, and guys, communication, when you have a language barrier or so, trust me, it can be the worst, right? So when it comes on to verbal communication, you want to be as fluent in the language that you are applying to do the work in as possible. You don't need, when you and the interviewer are speaking, they can hardly understand one word, or you can hardly understand one word. And it is better if you can't understand. It is better if you are the one that find the problem with understanding them, rather than them having the problem with understanding you, because then they don't have to hire you, but at least you can try to comprehend what they are trying to ask you, right? Now, what I can advise you to do when you're applying for certain positions that, for example, need a language fluency, what you can do is you can include a voice sample in your portfolio, or a link to your voice sample on your resume. Or if you prefer to do a video, you can just go ahead, record your video, get the link on upload it to some online platform, get a link for it and place it on your application. Now if you're going to do the video, guys, please ensure that you have a professional background, you have on correct your correct attire. If you are applying to be a customer service representative, it's just appropriate so that they can have an idea of how it is that you will dress if they basically hire you. So give them that nice voice sample, give them an understanding of how it is that you basically answer the call for them, or you can basically introduce yourself in that voice sample so they can basically have an understanding of who it is that they are working with. When it comes down to written communication, guys, like I explained earlier, try and see if you can get as much certifications when it comes down to like TEFL, or if you have your degree you can use it, of course, or if you can just do the FSET and get the digital certificate, that downloadable certificate, you can go ahead and do that. And guys, this is the one that I realized that a lot of persons are having issue with, because I have seen so many people that I have actually helped to apply for jobs actually make it to the interview and whoosh, it doesn't work out. But guys, let me give you a few things that I think you can do to increase your possibilities of landing yourself a job. Now, the first thing, let's speak about stage fright and nervousness. Guys, it is natural to be nervous. It is normal to be nervous, especially when it is that you believe that what you will be tested on is going to basically determine your outcome. So the only thing I can tell you to do is try to be prepared. Try to do practice interview questions. Look up the company or the company's website or their social media platforms to try and get an understanding of their interviewing process and the questions that they might ask you. So for example, 24/7 virtual assistant, prior to going to that interview, because I know that 24/7 hires people. I'm positive of that. Now, what you can do if you're applying to 24/7 virtual assistant is that you can go on their YouTube page, watch some of their videos, get an understanding of some of the questions that they may ask, some of the things that they may require you to do, and go through those so that you can get a better understanding. Now, you need to become good at explaining yourself, guys. If you are not good at explaining yourself, trust me, everything might just go past. So you need to learn or practice how to explain your experience, explain your skills, or explain how it is that you use your skills and your experience to enhance the company. Now, another thing as previous is your communication. You need to practice to speak in full sentences. So if I ask you, what is your name? Alika Boucher. No, my name is Alika Boucher. That's just an example, so whatever the question is, they could even ask you how many dogs you have. I have 3 dogs, not 3 dogs, right? You get the gist, right? So another thing is to try and build your confidence for interviews. Now, one thing that I usually do is, because I can't fidget up here so that they can know that I'm nervous, what I usually do, I usually fidget with my toes. So I play with my toes, I cross them, I squeeze them just to ensure that up here my whole temperament does not change. I squeeze my toes, or you see my hand like this right now, I'm squeezing the hell out of my hands, but it still looks professional. You're sitting there, they don't even know the reason why you are squeezing your hand. It's just to hold yourself, keep a composure. It may not be of much significance to you, but that is what I do to avoid myself from answering nervously or anything like that. And another thing is that your background setup, guys. A lot of these companies, they want you to have a professional background. So prior to going to the interview, you want to go ahead and fix the background as well. Speaking about background, you want to ensure that you dress formally. Don't go to that interview wearing whatever you feel like. You want to ensure that you are dressed formally. The background is set up. Another thing is the equipment that you will need to use. So your computer, your headset, your microphone, if you need a microphone. So your computer with your webcam, adequate lighting. For me, I'm using a ring light, but they do have small ring lights that you can place on your computer right here if it is that you don't want to go ahead and buy the big ring light or whatever. But if your computer already has adequate lighting, that will not be a problem for you. And guys, I just want to say you need to treat that interview like a conversation and not an interrogation. Again, the purpose of the interview is to have a conversation, not an interrogation. So don't allow it to feel as if they are questioning the hell out of you. You need to answer, you know, to respond as if you are having a dialogue with them, you know. Yeah. And the companies that persons that I know are getting hired by the most are Overpass, 24/7 virtual assistant, remote reps, and versatile marketing. And these are just based on the feedbacks that I have gotten in the comment section. So if there are others of you out there who are getting hired by different companies, please just tell us in the comment section so that other persons can see it as well and apply to them. Thank you. These are just a few of the reasons why people actually get rejected. But if you feel that there might have been something else that should have been added, you can also comment down below so that we can go ahead and discuss it. And I will be creating more videos regarding remote companies. So if that is of interest to you, I'm going to ask you please to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification bell so you know when I post next time. Until next time, I am out. Bye.